We've heard from many of you who say property taxes are your biggest concern in state government these days. We caught up with State Senator Kurt Friesen, a corn grower from Hamilton County, for his thoughts. But first, we're going to hear from Nebraska Farm Bureau President Steve Nelson.
Right, let's talk about property taxes. Certainly for Nebraska Farm Bureau, that's priority number one.
Well, it certainly is. We've been working on this for a number of years. One of the things that encourages me is that we really hear a lot of people talking about the importance of working on property taxes this year, and probably more interest in doing something than we've had before. So I'm encouraged by that. Obviously it's not easy and it will take a lot of work, but we're up to the task.
But certainly we've seen those skyrocketing land values the last couple of years, and what that's done to valuations and what that's done on people's property tax bill that they've gotten here in the last month. That's a big check that they have to write.
It is, and as I've talked about before, there's a huge imbalance in who's paying for the education of children in the state today. A huge amount of that being carried by farmers and ranchers, and then we have economics have changed in agriculture, where we have lower commodity prices today and margins are lower than they have been before. So it's become a very serious issue from a farmer-rancher perspective, and it's something that we really need to get solved.
Any specific legislation you're hearing about, or specific directions maybe you'd like to see them go?
Sure. Our delegates at the Farm Bureau annual meeting talked about placing a cap on the amount of property tax dollars that could be used to fund education. We talked about a number around 40%. Depending upon how other things may change, we may be looking at a number like 35%. Somewhere in that range, I think, would really bring some balance into who pays for the funding of education in the state. And we're certainly not opposed to having good education for children in the state, and we want to find ways that we can do that. It just want to find a more fair and balanced way to pay for that.
Your tax bill, that's a pretty significant chunk of money, a check you have to write every year, right?
Well, yeah, and I've been tracking the amount the check I have to write. I don't watch the valuation or the levy. That doesn't matter to me. But the check I write has gone up 180% over the last 10 years. That's 18% a year. We can't keep doing that, and when we see farmland values finally leveling off, we're gonna see a little bit of a dip, but we haven't seen a very large drop yet. So it's still, we're gonna see valuations probably climb again one more year, and the tax right now, when we're operating below the cost of production, it varies from 60, 70, 80. There's places at $100 an acre, adding to your cost of production, and we just can't be doing that when we're operating these types of markets.
Certainly you're on the farm, you see it every day, but your urban colleagues here, do you think that they've kind of grasped that picture as well?
Not really yet. I mean, we're still working on that, and I think it works both ways. We have to learn to understand more of what their issues are, but we have to do a better job of communicating exactly what our problem is yet, and I still don't think we've accomplished that.
Certainly, we will continue to track that property tax debate. Well, between taxes and the capital it takes to get involved in farming, these are tough times for young producers. The Young Farmers and Ranchers Committee of Nebraska Farm Bureau will be meeting later this month in North Platte. The deadline to sign up for the annual conference is quickly approaching. Those involved say it's a great event for young producers to network and learn together.
It's a lot of fun. You get to get together with people that are your age, that are doing the same things that you are, and kind of going through, if there is some struggles of the capital intensive, the land issues, and you can relate to each other, make it a little easier that way. So, and there's a lot of good speakers that attend that conference, so you can take information from that and move forward.
Scheduled speakers include Governor Pete Ricketts, plus industry tours and social time. Weather's up next. Later we head to Bladen to learn about the benefits of cover crops.